maybe Warrior fans can help me understand something. I'm going to put you in that group.
All right.
So all year we've been talking about the Warriors, and every time Andre Iguodala's name comes up, we either talk about, you think he can help down the stretch? Well, what if Iguodala? What if this? What if that? What if he could help? What if he can get ready for the playoffs?
Yeah.
We can give him 15 minutes. And we all thought that, where that's what the hope was. But there's also the other side of people who, every time Andre Iguodala's name brought up, they roll their eyes. Andre Iguodala, yeah, like he'll help. The Golden State Warriors made it clear from the beginning that they didn't care about the first 4 months of the season with Iguodala. We knew it. When they signed Andre Iguodala, how many of the 82 regular season games do you really think they thought he was going to play? The answer is who cares?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't going to be 82. All right? So we've all known, you know what? We're going to move along. We're going to try to save him for late in the season. That's what they did. And now, apparently, Andre Iguodala is healthy enough to play. Well, he's got to play. Like, he has to play then. You can't have him saying, I'm ready, and then say, well, you're going to have to beat out Kuminga, and you're going to have to show you're better than Moody, and we got this guy, Anthony Lamb. No. Iguodala has to play. That's the deal you made when you said, we are giving these champions one more shot. Iguodala is a champion. He must be given this shot. Otherwise, why has he been hanging around all year long?
Right. Hey, you set it up. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at Andre, Steiny, but, you know, I overlooked. It's not the first time. I overlooked at what expense or what would possibly change, whose role would change, whose role would get condensed with him coming back. And this is no shade at Dre, Steiny. I feel like he's Adonis Haslam. Like, he's so at the end, we've all accepted that, but we watch a movie, we get invested with it, with Kuminga's journey, Lamb, and right now I just feel like I know there's no way in hell you're telling me now that Dre's back.
I got to ask you something.
Yeah.
Can you please say Iggy?
Oh,
Iggy,
yeah, because I did.
I keep thinking Draymond. I'm sorry.
Iggy.
Okay.
Dibs broke me of
Or
Iggy
just say
because he don't
Andre.
like it. Andre. So
my bad. But
so
yeah.
Steiny, I'm like, maybe he balls out tonight. Maybe you're right, but this is something to me that if you don't get the dividends from Andre, then Kuminga's. And I'm using him because I'm invested. I think a lot of Dub Nation is invested. I mean, this is the most important time of the season and also a role in the playoffs. My stupid ass, never thought in a million years it would come at the expense of Kuminga and others.
Who was it going to come at the expense of?
See, and that I was blinded. Helen Keller. I just thought, you know, they would kind of break him in another way. So I really feel like I'm onto something. And you said in the changeover with Willard and Dibs, Goo, they can have both. I'm thinking, do they let Andre play 5-6 games, and then he tells you how the car's running, and if there's some leaks or he's not ready, maybe then, you know what, I'm not an option.
Yeah. But why we knew that, right? Didn't we? We knew.
I kind of forgot about that, Steiny.
Well, I want to know what Warrior fans think at 888-957-9570, because this, and honestly, this kind of gets to the heart of it. And I mean this, and I think this is what we'll find out. Has Iguodala jumped the shark here, even though he's a champion? Are there Warrior fans right now that they don't really want him occupying anybody else's time? I understand both points of view. He's a champion. He's got one last run left, hopefully, and they got him for this time of the season.
Do you think that's fair? I'm asking you as a man, because I feel like he jumped the shark.
I
feel like he's gotten over. Like you said, he's telling
he always
the
gets over.
And
he always gets over. That's what he does.
You talked about agendas a couple weeks ago. Let's keep it real, Steiny. If you were Jonathan Kuminga or Lamb, you'll never say this into a mic. Would you feel some type of way though if this continued?
Yeah, of course.
So would I.
And that's the part.
All.
That's the part that, you know, I don't want to say maybe I didn't think of it either. So you're telling me this guy's going to sit out 9/10 of the year until there's 15 games left, and then we're going to see if he can give us anything. For how long? How long are you going to find out if Iguodala can give you something or not?
Oh.
I mean, I don't know what the answer is. Because the one thing we found out about Steve Kerr, the one thing we know about Steve Kerr, he's going to give Andre Iguodala the benefit of the doubt more than he's going to give Kuminga the benefit of the doubt. So Iguodala will have a chance to play more than Kuminga if he's not playing badly. I mean, if he is playing badly. I'm sorry, if he is playing badly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's Iguodala and he's a champion. So I guess what I'm saying is, this is kind of what I said yesterday. It does feel like, in a way, the Warriors boxed themselves into a corner with Iguodala because you cannot have him healthy and not play.
That's real talk.
That's the only reason they got him was with the hope that he could be healthy for a stretch. So when he's healthy, got to play him.
And he played in
there
7 games last year. I got somebody on the Xfinity mobile text line. I'm going to read this to you, Steiny, because it put me in a mood. Guru, let me find it. Why do you change like the weather so much, bro?
Ooh.
You need to take a stand and stick to it. Now you don't want Iggy to return. Damn, bro. I said from the beginning, they basically had to beg him to play. My preference would have been, that's your answer. You don't want to play. So if you want to ride off in the sunset, that's cool. Do it. So we know. They chose a different route. I've never been, this is the way I would go. And now I got my young stud, Stallion, and Kuminga. And Lamb,
it's like a cult.
A combo. Now, okay, you show up to the party. I'm the man now.
I think what maybe
I've been consistent throughout this.
Well, but you also use Iguodala's return as a way to bolster the Warriors' championship hopes. So now he's returned. He didn't play well the first game, and you're ready to throw him out the window when we're thinking, you know what? He comes back. He's going to help us. So you got to give him time.
Right.
You got to.
Okay. And I would hope when we talk the game of basketball, I know, just like Wiggins, when you come back, you do need time. But Steiny, this ain't 2016. This ain't 18. I feel like I know what Dre brings, and it's what we saw Sunday.
Right, okay, what would you do?
He wasn't bad. He wasn't good. It was 14 minutes of nothing, and I felt like Kuminga, where it's go time. Even if he fails, give him some. And I got to play last night in the game. I didn't send it to you. I said I'll save it for the show. But I've never been Dre's coming to save the day. Never.
So
Steiny.
what do you want to see done?
To keep sitting and ride with who you brought to the dance.
Well,
and that's more Kuminga, that's more Lamb, however you get it. Dre would be my last option.
But you planned all season.
Now, don't look at me and say I planned. They planned.
But you were looking forward to him coming back to possibly help this team.
Steiny, now you're pipping on the target thing. I said he's coming back. I ain't never said, well, so what do you think? I was sitting up here thinking a man of his age and that rust is going to come back and ball out and save him? There's no soundbite of your partner saying that. Now, if I'm proven wrong, I'll come back and tell you, Steiny, I didn't think he had him in him. I'm a dude that knows when it goes, Father Time is undefeated, and you cannot manipulate it and expect dividends like this. If I'm Kuminga or anybody else who loses out because of however many minutes they allocate to Andre, I'm feeling some type of way, and that's why I asked you, Matt, does that fall under agenda? If some type of players are like, God, dog it. I didn't know it was going to go down like this. Maybe
so. Andre Iguodala goes to the Warriors and says, "Guys, I've been gearing up all year for this, and you have too. I think I'm ready. Let's go." No, sorry. Like, how do you do that, practically speaking?
Well, the same way you said you didn't know if you wanted to play or not. And yesterday you pointed it out. You said, Guru, you were consistent with that because you said the Nate McMillan thing, and we did it with Andre. I'll let you know on my podcast if I'm coming back. If you got 1 foot out the door, it's done.
Well, we don't know that he had 1 foot out the door. If he had 1 foot out the door, then it's on the Warriors for signing him. But
that's what it is at the end of the day anyway.
But this is the other thing, though. This is championship repercussions. You think the Warriors would have brought Iguodala back if he wasn't part of a championship core? No chance. But they brought him back because the core love him, and he wants to still be part of it, and the Warriors acquiesced, knowing he wasn't going to play all year. Like, here's the thing. We've known all year what's going on with Iguodala. We've known all year. They've downplayed. We don't care. Andre will be fine, but we only care about this thing. Okay, well, it's time. Now we got, can he play or not? But so what's the complaint? I don't get it. We should have been complaining a long time ago.
Are you expecting what version of Andre?
I don't know. That's what I want to. That's what we have to see.
I don't expect. I expect what we saw, a goose egg in L.A. on Sunday.
I could say he was plus 11 with that unit. Wow. Listen, I don't know what Iguodala has. I have no idea. All I'm saying is the Warriors have played the game all year with Iguodala. They played the game all year with him. And the cost of playing that game with Iguodala is the fans roll their eyes at Iguodala now. But that's what happens when you don't play. But the plan was, can he be available when the games really matter? Well, guess what? The games really matter now because you don't have a playoff spot yet. So Iguodala's ready. Like, to me, there really isn't a decision. The only decision is, how many minutes is Iguodala going to play? And whose minutes will he take? But we should, and I'm not saying, we all should have seen this coming, right? That Iguodala is going to get playing time because Kerr trusts him. And if he's healthy down the stretch, he's going to play him. And I wouldn't be surprised if somebody went up to Kerr after the game and said, "What do you think of Andre?" And he said, "I thought he was pretty good.
Right.
He didn't make shots, but we're plus." I mean, I don't know. So I don't know. 888-957-9570 is the number. It's also the Xfinity mobile text line. I want to know what Warrior fans think, because this is a guy who was, look, he won a Finals MVP. He won a Finals MVP, yes, 7 years ago. But who's got the rings for the Warriors? Steph, Dre, Clay, Iguodala. Is Iguodala? Every Iguodala is a champion. So if you're in the camp, Warriors are going to be fine, and then you got to see if he can play. So I want to know what Warrior fans think. Is this a joke that Iguodala just gets to come back with 6 weeks left and take over players' positions? Or take minutes away from somebody?
And am I wrong to go to last year and point out that he only played in 7 games and wasn't that big of a deal? He didn't help you as much as he did in years past. Like, am I wrong for holding on to that? Because that's recency bias. And then you sit out this whole year. So, Steiny, with everything that you said, you don't care about Jonathan Kuminga and the possible next steps of his career.
It's not that I don't care. It's that the Warriors put themselves in a position. Right. They have to play Iguodala right now. Because think about it. We've all been saying, this guy's occupying a roster spot. He can't even play. This guy's occupying a spot. He can't even play. He's taking up somebody's spot. And now he's like, well, I can play now. Well, now you can't. Now you're not. Again, I'm not saying you're wrong at all. I'm just saying we should have seen this coming. And I want to know if Warrior fans are kind of on board with it or not. Because he is a champion. How much leeway does that buy you?